Daviner asked about the plan about using media, and I think Roy replied that he doesn't think we should be using media at this point. I'm going to check the response. What do you think about that?
Wow, it's a huge decision. I mean, media is media. It's a really big improvement to Drupal, but of course, it depends on when are we launching. I mean, when are we ready?
So I think it's a difficult decision to decide to make a dependency to media, but is it that big of a decision to decide to not? Yeah.
My guess would have been that there would be a consensus that we don't use any experimental modules in case they become not stable and have to be removed again. At the same time, I think media is quite stable because it's very stable in Contrib at least.
Yeah, so about that, we agreed with the product managers because this is an internal installation profile. We agreed that experimental modules that has been tagged with beta would be something we can enable on this, but we cannot enable alpha stage experimental modules. That is what is essentially being proposed by the release managers. But maybe that's something that we can discuss with the product managers as well, if they have any particular opinion about this on the next call when we are talking about that.
Because one is Drupal 8.4, one is going to July?
October.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. So I don't think we are going to do any media at this point. Does everyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Like, anyone has any objections?
No.
I'm kind of conflicted, but yeah, I think it's safer not to use it.
I mean, I think it's a fair thing to have conflicted, like mixed feelings about this, because it's a big decision. Like, yeah, like I think it's a relatively big decision to say no as well. But the thing about the no answer, why I don't think it's that big of a decision, is that because of you basically just limit the scope of the MVP, but it doesn't really mean anything in terms of what we can do in future. Like if we agree in future that media is really important for us, then we simply just enable it later on, and that's definitely something we can do. It shouldn't be a problem for us at all.
Yeah. I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. So we can then inform Daniel that we will have this slightly diverged content model, at least on this part. So they will be using media and we won't be. But so what we realized was that we will have to provide our own content model anyway, most likely.
Yeah.
So we can be sharing code, but they will most likely be hosting their own code base anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't really mean anything that we should be concerned about. So what other things did we have? I'm checking the backlog again. So Daniel said that all of the changes that we made during the weekend makes total sense, which is good, I think.
Sorry, could you repeat?
So Daniel said that the changes that we made during the weekend make sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we want to take a look on the wireframes today?
I think it might be.
So we have the call next week, next Thursday, with the product managers.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I think it would make sense to just cover a couple of questions. I just want to check a couple of things before uploading. I'm in the middle of writing some notes to cover the work from the sprint on Sunday. So I held off posting to the issue just yet, Larry, because I thought it would make more sense to have the just everything in one hit, because I think this is pretty much there now.
Yep.
The first question I had was, are you okay if I plow on? Is that okay?
Yeah.
The first question I had was related to this strip in the middle of the homepage, which is these effectively these static link blocks, so title and link. And I know you were asking the question, Larry, whether we should be removing these. And I was saying that I was a bit concerned that it would be pulling some nice features of the design away a bit. It's also an opportunity to potentially show off show how we would lay this out. Maybe that's a factor that means that we do want to think about whether or not it wants to be in there. So just some discussion around this. But I had a question, a specific question was, when we were together, we worked out that we couldn't really be linking through to taxonomy tags due to IDs not being known, if I remember rightly. And we came up with this solution that we could link to categories. So we agreed that it would be good to have a view. So at the moment we've got the recipes listing page, which is going to be these individual blocks, view blocks, where you select categories for each view block, and that effectively pulls through content. And we discussed the idea that view more would just literally reveal more in place, and that there would be a view that's not been wireframed yet that would just be a listing of recipes for a given category or tag. But obviously categories are the ones that are easiest to do because you're saying it's possible to link to those. So going back to the front page, we said these could be links through to a category or time, so less than 20 minutes. Examples were just some recipes tagged with easy difficulty, not tagged, sorry, set to easy difficulty. And this one would be a category, cakes and bakes, and this one would be a time-based view. That's where we're at. I just wanted to confirm, so these would it be possible to link through to articles? So one of these could be an article, for example, because I was thinking about the link field.
I think it could be an article. If it makes sense, I think yes.
And I guess that feeds into whether or not we want to discuss how this would be built. I mean, it certainly is. It is ultimately a band of content that could be removed if we have to. It looks good in the designs.
I think it's a good example for providing different kind of content than the one that we already have in other places. So these small pieces of text that could even have some icon or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good example, different from other parts. So I don't think it's wrong having it here. I think it's an add-on. It's fine. Not sure, but I'm not sure which entity, which kind of, if it's an article or something. It has sense, at least, for what you said.
Yes, I think the implementation could happen using a menu, but then we need to figure out because there's a link text, but there's also like the small text with it. So we will have to figure out how to include that as well in that.
I remember you saying that now. Sorry, Larry. I'd clean forgot that you said that could be a menu. In the current versions of the designs, there is actually an icon there as well. So I don't know if that adds complexity from a menu, a fielded menu perspective.
I guess it could be block type as well, custom block type.
But if it was 4 blocks.
Yeah.
The only catch with that is it's not showing off menu, whereas this is a block already. So
I think it's more difficult maybe having, well, no, yeah. Just don't listen to me. Go ahead.
Difficult to what? Can you repeat?
Yeah, just I was thinking loud. I mean, I was thinking it could be maybe another thing than a block, but it has sense, a block also, so don't even listen to me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Christina, on that, definitely, and that's why I was thinking of menu. But I think the problem is just that I think it's more complex to build it using menu than it is with using blocks. So I think it's a very, very valid point that you are making anyway.
Yeah, I think what you said, I think, I don't know who said, I think Keith maybe, that it could be an article. It has much more sense for me because it's like it's a link to somewhere in the page itself. So thinking more in the content, it has like kind of a little bit more sense. I don't know if it's a new field or I don't know. Well, a block also has sense, so yes. Just
I think hardcore that we try to rebuild everything into core. Like, let's say if we want to make it a menu item, then we would have to create our own menu item type and all of that. So it's kind of like that's probably not something that we want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So maybe the box is a pretty good idea, even though it's not the optimal solution, but maybe it's a good enough solution for this.
Yeah, I think it's the best one.
I guess if these are different types of blocks as well, at least we're starting to demonstrate the right from the front page. We're demonstrating custom block types.
Yeah, and it's a pretty powerful feature anyway. So yeah.
Okay.
Let's yeah, good idea.
Okay, that's good. That was the only question I had there. So just for the sake of everybody on the call, we did in this version of the wireframes version versus the versions that are already uploaded to the issue. We've removed the subtitle because that wasn't represented in the content model, and we wanted to keep reducing where we can for now. I think Larry and I discussed the possibility that it could always come back if we need it to, but it's not in the content model, and it's effectively more content work. So there is now consistency as well, better consistency between the way that the articles work across these cards. Okay. Down the bottom, we agreed that we definitely would be using categories. So I've updated the wireframe, so there's no ambiguity. Each first item where we've got a list, I've added the type of content that's being shown, the field that's being shown, so category. Over on features, same again, just reduced in complexity. I think, I don't know if these features actually had a tag. These might have had tags, so I think we got rid of tags from here, just kept it much simpler. We've also introduced the block. Roy, I think it was, said on one of the calls, let's get rid of all these links down in the footer. There was a tags link, I think. a tags link block at the bottom. So for this one, we've just brought back the idea of a repurposing of the block. Perhaps we'll do something slightly different with styling, but perhaps not. You can go here. And then going through to the article. Again, much more simplified at the top. No authors, got rid of authors, got rid of tags, got rid of author information, which I think was here before. And again, the related articles or just featured articles have no tags. Simpler. So the reason for that was because articles were not tagging articles. That's the key thing there. Recipes, the recipes listing page. This one is the one where we decided that we would need, so we had a lot of conversation, didn't we, Larry, around this one?
Yep.
So I don't know if you can all see this, but we've actually swapped what was tag, because tags are actually multiple, so using tags was tricky anyway, for difficulty, because we could use category here, but we realized that if these are effectively going to be selections of maybe one or more categories, you're going to have the same category just showing up repeatedly through these rows, and the name of that might well tally with the actual title, because you're creating effectively a curated selection here of recipes. So we thought, let's get rid of category, let's get rid of tag. It's problematic at this level. Let's bring through difficulty, which isn't to bring forward anyway, because that's genuinely helpful if we think of it from a scenario perspective. And I'm pretty sure that's what probably a couple of the magazine sites I saw do anyway, where they just bring through it straight through the difficulty. I mentioned that view more. Larry, you were saying we would just view more in place. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what we were. So I think the main question is, so on the front page, can you show things again? Where are these ones?
Sorry, Larry, you're breaking up for me there. What was that?
Are the front page things the same as these blocks? Did I remember correctly?
The cards, you mean?
Anymore. They used to be slightly similar, but they're not anymore. Okay.
We discussed a different view mode for these, didn't we? Same sort of styling, but using view modes here to show off that you can show different fields under a different view mode.
The links on top of this, whether they are the same as the blocks, but they are not anymore. Okay, so I think the Ajax more makes a lot of sense in that case. So that we have the Ajax load more in place. It's the most simple solution, I think.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep. So this was currently just a repeated set. We can do however many of these we wish to do. But at the end of the day, I think the main thing is we've chatted through this, and we've made sure that it just stands up against that content model and doesn't trip us over in terms of how these views are actually going to work. I'm pretty sure that we've got there with that. I'll push forward to the recipe wireframe. So this is where we do bring through the category. We can bring through the tags, which are multiples. And we've split out preparation time and cooking time. I'll admit it was something I did in response to the design. This was in the wireframes. This was clock item, and we had preparation time and cooking time just in the same icon. Yeah.
The icons that we're using there, are they free open source things that we can include as part of the team?
We're going to need to probably create our own icons.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So, yeah, at the moment, everything is grabbed from. I purchased them from the Noun project
Yeah.
for the sake of the use in these visuals. But we are going to need to design our own problems.
Okay.
Yeah, so just split those apart to get a nice grid. It balances things out nice, more easily when doing the design. And this is just split up by the various fields. We've got a view here delivering more recipes. And we've brought the recipe tags back in. Was that at the bottom of this page? On the recipes section, we brought back recipes tags. That was got rid of a while ago. But it makes sense to bring those through. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a really simple view because we can just link the term name. So we have the term name as a link here to the vocabulary page, so that it's a really simple for us to create this.
Okay. Okay.
So it's something that is kind of nice to demonstrate, I think.
Okay. And we pushed on with doing some of the page layout. Really standard fare at the moment. So I figured for the sake of page, we'll do left column sidebar. Just use a block in the right column, that promotes the contact us page. So the other part for MVP.
I can see only white.
Yeah.
I'll have to stop screen sharing and reshare.
I think the screen sharing is working. But you're scrolled off the board. You can see the sketch outline.
Oh, now I can.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that was really weird. It was on my screen.
Oh.
Honestly.
Okay.
Page. So the idea here is obviously we need to theme up the page type, and so we can use this to show off the CK editor. We can use this to show off just embedding images via the CK editor. Was what I was thinking. So this is all just standard CK editor stuff. So we can be using some of the mock-ups from the kind of fabricated magazine thing that we've been working on, and just drop these into this page here, into the CK editor, presuming that's doable from the installation profile perspective. Discussed actually, Larry. Yeah, gone for really standard fare, right sidebar, main column. Doesn't have to be that if folks have other ideas.
Yeah, so
the main thing is
right sidebar, it was so that it's the same in every page, like every page node type node page. You have this sidebar with this block.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we discussed, and I don't know if that's going to cause us problems or not with the types of pages we want to create. I guess we definitely need the magazine page. MVP just says magazine page and contact form. So I pressed on and did. Super exciting. Drupal core contact form.
Yeah.
So yeah, no major shakes here. Just main thing is we want to be showing off the CK editor and how you'd use that to lay out a page similar to this. And
yeah, that sounds good.
As far as the contact page is concerned, yeah. Do we want more on here? I wasn't too sure. I need to go and refresh my memory what you can do with the contact page in Core.
You have fields in Core. You could add one new field just to show that you don't just have to have a standard form. You can have a telephone field or something as well. Because I think you can actually have contact form types, and then each type can be fieldable.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, so Mark, one of the original ideas we were chewing over was to actually use that feature to have a maybe a subscribe to newsletter, or I think that was it, actually, just subscribe to newsletter.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
But I think there was a concern from Roy, wasn't there, Lowry, that it was what was the concern? Was it a case of where's it going to go, or was it because we needed to use it in a block? To use it in a block,
yeah,
and that's a contrib module at the moment.
I think both of those were concerns.
Yeah, so I don't know if we want to do more on this page. I guess we'd have to use blocks. Certainly adding in, sorry, stop doing that. An extra field makes sense to me if we're going with just the one field. Sorry, the one form. Larry, do you see any problems with that from an install profile perspective?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's doable, as long as we can just do it in, like, with the tools that we have in place. But I would say that this is not the most important page.
Sure.
About, so yeah, I think we need it just because of so many sites needs to have it, so people want to see it.
Yeah, I think it was also rated when Christina had a meeting with Angie Byron. It was given a reasonable rated score as a feature to show off.
Yeah.
Form functionality.
But I think it had a comment about, like, just because every site has it, it's required.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
The form in block thing would have been nice.
So I pretty much agree with everything that Keith said, because we discussed most of these things during weekend, so it's kind of already something that I've agreed on and I still agree on. So does anyone else have any feedback, Mark or Christina?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. We could maybe comment on this, maybe on Envision or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about uploading this on Envision so we can discuss it further on Envision?
Yeah.
For this weekend, because I don't know what you're planning. What did you meant about talking about that this weekend?
What did you say? Can you repeat, Christina?
Did you say something about continue working on that during the weekend?
Oh, so I think this is a good deliverable for us for the next Thursday's meeting.
Okay.
I think this is like, if you have any concerns about these, then we probably should address those. But other than that, I think we probably, I mean, Envision would be nice, but I don't think it adds enough value to make
No. I thought that you were saying that to continue working and discussing about this next weekend, and it was like, okay, let's discuss somewhere that is prepared for discussions about design. But okay, you're saying that these wireframes are okay, and they are okay for me also. So
yeah. So we are going to present this just for information format. So we just got a confirmation, I think earlier today, that Roy managed to organize a meeting with the other product managers, so Angie and Reese, and we are going to discuss and go through these wireframes that we've created next Thursday, and it's going to be, I guess, right before this meeting.
what time?
Let me check. I think it was. Didn't you get email?
No.
I couldn't open up the the ICS file, it failed for me.
Well, my phone is not showing it for some reason. Let me find it.
Actually, I think next week's meeting is scheduled, if we don't move it, for 3 p.m. is it, or 2 p.m.?
Oh, it's actually yeah, it's at 10 p.m.
Oh,
No,
good.
it's 11
Okay.
p.m. So it is at the same time as the US time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's late evening. That's great.
Yeah.
Folks, I need to go. I'm going to head off again. Good to talk to you all again.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Coming.
Yeah, good to talk to you.
Yeah. See you. Yeah. So we have to present this next Thursday at 11 p.m. It's going to be like 3 a.m. for me again.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, I'm sad that we didn't talk with Mark about moving the time slot. So let's talk about it now at least. So what kind of time slot would you prefer?
I guess in the afternoon, as we said, around, I don't know, between 3 p.m. for us, and I mean the same time that we have the other meeting, and maybe 3 hours later than that.
Also, the European meeting just 3 hours later version of that.
What?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, between the same hour and 3 hours later. But on Thursday, I have the meeting for the DrupalCon tracks, and it's at
What time is that?
it's for the front end track
What time is that?
at 4. I mean,
What time?
it's 1 hour after the European meeting that we have every Thursday.
So it's at 5.
At 4. It's from 4 to 5 at my time, at Barcelona's time. It's for CEST. CET.
So
Let me check what's the time zone.
so maybe 6 to
5 to 6, it will be perfect to do this meeting for me.
how about Keith? That would be 4 to 5 for you.
Yeah, there's only going to be a few times when I'm not going to be able to do that because I'll be at a client's. But if it's in the calendar, I can try and make sure those meetings don't happen on a Thursday. I try and keep Thursday clear anyway, just to catch up on this if I need to. I actually find it
Later,
easy.
so would later or earlier be better for you?
Sorry, later as in the evening or during this sort of late afternoon time.
Yeah, late afternoon, like say if you move it by 1 hour or 2 hours.
Yeah, it's all perfect. Anything around there is good. Yeah.
Okay. So if it's like, how about Christina 6 p.m. for you and then 5 p.m. for Keith? How's that?
6 p.m. to 7 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
It's,
So Keith, is that better for you than the earlier one? Or
Well, if you want to pull it back 1 hour, because Christina, are you saying that you'd prefer 5?
yes, but it's fine if it's fine for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I could just
God, yeah, no, that's fine.
finish 5 or 10 minutes before than that, and that's fine.
No, I can do any time through the afternoon. That's good.
Okay.
I'm going to keep those
So
afternoons.
move it to the 5 to 6.
Okay, it's fine for me.
Fine.
We could just ask on the Slack channel. So
Yeah.
we probably don't
True.
get that many input, but maybe we just could.
Yeah, true.
So I will post these 2 options. I will post 2 options on the Slack and ask for people to vote.
Sure.
Then one time slot,
Okay.
so we don't have a rotating time. Is that fine for you?
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's very
So
good.
can you both make it to the management meeting?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So good work, Keith. I think posting these on the issue would be the next move, and then we probably pretty much wait for the next week's call and make it with Dries and Angie.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I was just going to swap one of these as a link to an article, just because I think that would be good to do that. And I just wanted to really check the contact form with you. I think sounds like general consensus is page is fine. And we can always add more to the sidebar if we want to. Contact is utterly uninspiring at the moment in the sense that it's just a contact form. And we can discuss what might need adding here. I don't think that's a blocker in terms of posting this up to the issue queue. If anything, it's probably good to leave some gaps that can encourage some conversation.
Yeah, but I think this is good maybe for now, and we can ask for feedback from them as well.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm.
Yeah. But so what is the preview button? What does it do?
That's in core.
Oh, there's a preview button.
Yeah, you get send and preview. So,
Wow.
because I just quickly booted Simply Test, I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess I didn't know that, but I think it's okay. Then we have that feature.
Just one small question. The subject field is a list, a drop-down list, or something like that. From the
No, not in core. These are just all flat fields.
okay.
And I've just remembered that, Larry, that's a setting they had to add in actually to disable that. But I can't remember if it's. Oh, actually, that might be in that extra contrib module. Yeah, don't know. Core might have a module to disable the preview button. Actually, option, not a module.
Okay.
But no, they're all flat fields. That's literally how they are in.
Okay. No, that's fine. Just to ask.
Yeah. And it does say website feedback by default for the name of the form. I have changed it here to get in touch, so that I don't know if that's going to be problematic if we're going to use Core's default form, or whether we have to add an extra form and just use that instead.
I don't know. Larry, you are the expert person here with forms.
Yeah, so let's ask feedback from the that have any opinion about this.
Yeah.
I also feel like it's not even a part of any of the stakeholders, or
No.
it's one page, so it's like we can just ask from them what they think, and if they have probably know what we should do here better than us.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Maybe
And the
we
only
should.
thing I'd add is
pretty much the contact form out of the box, and if you want to change it, then we should only change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we try to have a list of things that were on this Google document with the things that they say that were prioritary, with the most important things, like checklist. We've done that. We've done the other thing. Just to present.
Yeah, I
them.
think that would be Yeah, that would be really useful. I think we could just add a column to the sheet and just mark there which ones we've included.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Hmm.
So I guess we could just chat about that and kind of.
Okay.
That'd
Yeah.
be good. Let me stop
Is
sharing
there-
my screen a little bit.
Do you remember where is this document?
Yeah, I have that document. I can just.
Okay.
I will send it on the
Because
Slack.
it's not on the drive for the new theme, right?
It's been created before we created.
Okay.
My Wi-Fi is so slow that it'll take a while.
Okay.
Just copying the link now, Larry.
Oh, you have a link?
Yeah, just put it in Slack now.
Cool.
Cool.
I didn't even get the Google Sheets open.
Did I get that right? Sorry, you broke up there, Larry. Is that working for everybody?
Oh, my Wi-Fi is just slow.
No, it's got /edit on the end. I'm guessing that link's not right.
Hey, it's working for me.
E.
Okay. So
Yeah, so let's add a column here. I can't really do any changes because of this is like really working.
I don't think I have priority.
Working. My it says working.
Yeah, I can see where you're. Oh no, that's Christina.
No, it's me. I'm trying to add a column here, but it doesn't give me the choice.
You're right. It doesn't, does it? There's no insert one left.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. I don't know why.
Oh, that's really
We're
weird.
not,
Oh, comment only. It's all set to comment only. Request edit access. I'm guessing that Larry, who's just dropped off.
Oh, I can't do this now because of my Wi-Fi isn't working well.
Yeah,
I have to
I think maybe you're the editor on this, Larry. Is that correct?
What?
It seems as though I've only got comment only permissions. I've just requested edit access.
I can't do anything related to Google spreadsheets now because of my Wi-Fi is not fast enough to manage that.
I tried to send you an invitation. I don't know if you got it, Keith. I've just sent it. I think I have permissions for that.
I can probably try with my phone.
Let me refresh again then.
But I think that's really strange because I thought you have been kind of editing this before.
I have, yeah. Okay, that's good. I've now got permissions to edit, but we still don't get the option to add a new column.
Okay, this works fine with my phone, so maybe I can. Yeah, I managed to add.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, I'm going to delete this column because I want to make a new one.
Yeah, fine.
Or do I delete this one? I want to have it.
Yeah,
There we
perfect.
go. Okay, my battery is dying as well, so I'm going to end this call now. Let's talk on Slack, and
Yeah.
we have the meeting there.
Okay. Just you to know, I didn't have time
Whole
to.
thing for the meeting.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Christina.
Okay.
This one, because this one is used. I can kind of, but
I think Larry's not hearing us
Yeah, I don't think so.
because he's
Yeah.
carrying on
I
talking.
think
But we can't hear him. Hear you if you can hear us.
too crappy.
Yeah.
Well,
Too crappy. Got that bit.
I'm going to try to finish the